Okay, so hello everyone, Michael. I'm teaching fascial maneuvers in Grüneburg Park in Frankfurt one more time. Easter Saturday, it's nice, it's lovely. It's supposed to be bad weather tomorrow, so that's why I went today. Park is busy, I love it. A couple of guys playing football there, oh they just stopped. Personal training going on here, and lots of people sitting on benches talking and just enjoying the day. And hopefully I will attract some attention and people will come up, and then let's see what happens. Okay, so anyways, for today, a total of 15 maneuvers. I throw the regular ones, moving up the arm. Then we have the starting with the arm. Then I'll do coming from the bottom, basically. Well, we start with the arm. Then I have two general ones that I always like to do because they give me things to practice. And then we come up the legs, ankle, shin, calf, knee, into the hip, and then we do the bladder, the solar plexus, and the last one is the belly button, because I like this one, because then I can, when I'm done, I can program myself for the rest of the day and or the Easter weekend, so to say. So without further ado, before I start with the twisty wristy, I would like to set my intention for the next probably 1 hour. And I just do this with hands on, right hand on the heart, left hand on top of the head. Just get grounded here and set myself the intention of what I'd like to have from this session. All right, good. Very confident that I will successfully have the intention fulfilled. All right, so let's start with the twisty wristy. Twisty wristy, as the name suggests, works on the wrist, and basically moves the fascia from the wrist into the elbow, and then further up into the neck and the shoulder. And we start by putting the hands out. Trying to have the fingers pointing downwards, because this already gives us a stretch. Then we take the opposite hand and just stretch the fingers facing forward, so we have the palm basically facing the camera. So if I, from the side, it looks like this. Pull in the spinal pelvic lock, belly button to spine, and we start breathing through the mouth for 3 times. Okay, then we bend the arm. We bring the hands to the chin. We rotate the hands outwards, and we check the belly button one more time. Belly button to spine, spinal pelvic lock engaged. Head goes to the left. Hand goes to the right. Shoulder goes to the right. Belly button to spine, and we squat a little bit and breathe in through the mouth for 3 times. So on the next 3 breaths, we go in and out through the nose, or in through the nose and out through the mouth. And we do it 3 one more time, but we move our hands slightly up over the shoulder. All right, that was number 1. Let's do the wrist release. Hands up front, then you grab the left hand, grabs the wrist or right below the wrist, turns the hand that's worked on, rotates to the inside, and the left hand just pins the stretch basically, and then we move through the hand. We basically press the hands, well, the right hand that is worked on, into the camera, to the front, while we're holding the other ones. So you can move around slowly, spinal pelvic lock engaged, belly button to spine, breathe in and out through the mouth. Okay, next one. Supposed to be the elbow torque, but what I'd like to do is the wrist, let's move a little bit further on the lower arm, grab right below the elbow and just take the meaty part that you have here and see if it's in or outside. Outside seems to be a little bit harder. So you do the same, but not grabbing the wrist, but more like the muscle. Okay. All right, spinal pelvic lock engaged. And we push out and holding the hand. Okay. So breathe in and out through the mouth. 1, in and out. In and out. In and out. Number 4, in and out. In, out. Last one, in and out. Okay, coming further up, elbow. Right hand on the right shoulder or further on as far as you can go. Left hand grabs the elbow and see if the skin on the elbow is easier in or outside. I prefer the outside, being honest, but outside is also stickier than going to the inside. Spinal pelvic lock engaged, belly button to spine. We move the head to the left, shoulders to the right. And we breathe in and out through the mouth. In and out. In and out. In and out. The next 3 will be in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more time, 3 breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, but this time we take the right hand on the left shoulder. Right hand on left shoulder, left one, get the grip, belly button to spine, head to the right, shoulder to the left. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. All right, so we've basically moved the entire fascia now from basically the fingers, zone 1 and 2, into zone number 3. That's supposed to be the overhead elbow torque, but I throw in the arm release. So again, you grab as up as possible on the upper arm. You rotate on the right hand. So the right hand rotates inwards, while the left one is placed on basically above the biceps, or even further going into the shoulder. Spinal pelvic lock engaged. We look to the right, shoulders move to the left, and breathe through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. All right. Overhead elbow torque. Next one. Right hand on right shoulder. Left one again grabs the elbow. We rotate outwards. We pinch the skin. We pin, stretch, and lock the outside basically. And then we move the elbow over the head. Head goes to the right. Pull in the spinal pelvic lock, and the right shoulder goes up to the sky. Breathe in and out through the nose. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Oh, that gave me a good stretch along the entire side. So let's have this integrate, because it was basically the right hand side from the right arm up to the right shoulder and neck. Let's have this integrated, and we would like to feel the difference if from right to left. And we're also trying to walk in figure 8. So on my right hand side is much looser. Just feel like the right side just feels nice, and I wouldn't say calm, but just less restriction, less tension. It's just a nice and calm feeling in the arm, no tension. All right, let's work on the left hand side. So twisty wristy, again, have a stretch, hands out, fingers facing downwards. Right hand grabs the fingers of the left hand, pulls it towards oneself, belly button engaged, breathe in and out through the mouth. Okay, next one, we bend the elbow, bring the hands to the chin, fingers face outwards, head move, belly button engaged, head moves to the right, shoulder to the left, and we bend down a little bit. Breathe in and out through the mouth for 6 times. Okay, we switch aside, head, belly button still engaged, to the left, shoulder moves to the right. Breathe in through the mouth and out through the mouth 3 times. And bend your knees into a squat. And 3. Now in through the nose, out through the mouth. Ah, beautiful. Okay, next one was the wrist release. Again, we stick out the hand that's going to be operated on or worked on. That's the left one. The right hand grabs right above the hand, right below the hand on the wrist, and you want to turn your left hand inside while you pinch and lock with the right hand. Then we stretch out the arm and move through different range of motions, belly button engaged. Breathe in and out through the mouth. In and out. Number 2, in and out. 3, in and out. On the last 3, we breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, and we push the arm down. In through the nose and out. Number 4, in and out. Last one, in and out. Beautiful. I don't know if it will be on the microphone. I just heard a pop in my shoulder with the 4th breath, I think. Next one was the before we did the elbow, we did the underarm muscle kind of release. That's my thing. So you go in the medial part and hold it while you rotate the arm inside, and then you push the arm, basically push the arm forward while this one holds it back. Okay, belly button and belly button to spine, spinal pelvic lock engaged. Rotate the arm inside and push, and breathe in and out through the mouth. On the last 3, we breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Head goes to the left, shoulder goes to the right. In and out. Number 5, in and out. Last one, 6 and out. Beautiful. So let's move to the elbow. Left hand goes on top of the left shoulder. We have the right one, the right palm placed on the right on the elbow. You can try to see which direction there is more restriction. You should know it's outside. So we pin, we stretch, and then we lock it. Belly button engaged, belly button to spine, spinal pelvic lock engaged. Breathe in and out through the mouth. Number 2, in and out. And number 3, in and out. So left hand goes on top of the right shoulder. We check the grip one more time. Spinal pelvic lock one more time. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Head moves, 3 more. Head moves to the left. shoulder moves to the right. In and out. In and out. Last one, in and out. All right. Second last one was the upper arm again. Left hand will be worked on. You can just stretch it out. The right hand goes like around the triceps and biceps, but as far up as possible. Left hand rotates to the inside while the left hand just pin and locked stretch. Push your hand into the ground in front of you. Spinal pelvic lock engaged. Breathe in and out through the mouth for 3 times. In and out. Number 2, in and out. Number 3, and out. Head goes. We keep the spinal pelvic lock. Head goes to the left, shoulder goes to the right. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. In and out. 2, in and out. In and out. Super. Good. Last one. Overhead elbow torque. So left hand goes again on top of the left shoulder. Right hand goes onto the elbow. See if the restriction in or outside. Well, it's kind of. I'll just take the outside. Spinal pelvic lock engaged. Now we put the elbow over the head. Head goes to the left, and we push the shoulder up, elbow to the sky. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And out. Number 2, in and out. 3, and out. 4, in and out. 5 and 6. All right. Let's have this integrated. Just walk around for a little bit. Whew. That left one just went into my head. The last one. Okay, so these were the exercises basically for the upper body, for upper limbs. And I said I'm going to integrate 2 more exercises, not only the ones that were mentioned on the website, but the next one is a pullover, just because I like it and I feel like it's a good transition from the upper body to the lower body. Okay, pullover works basically on more or less the back coming from the shoulders into the lower back, and we start with the right side. So left hand goes on top of the right shoulder, and I'm trying to grab over that. You have basically the shoulder blade on the outside of the shoulder blade, grab there. Right hand goes around the ribs, trying to get a good grip here and pull the hands forward. Yep, spinal pelvic lock engaged, belly button to spine. Head moves to the right, and we move up the shoulder. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth for 6 times. On the 4th, we move the right shoulder over to the left knee. So it's 4, in and out. We got 5 and out. And last one, 6 and out. Nice. So let's do the other side, the left side. So the right hand moves over the left shoulder onto the right shoulder blade. You grab the outside, trying to squeeze the skin up. Left hand goes around the rib cage, the right rib cage, as far as possible on the back, and move pinch the skin and trying to stretch it forward. So check the spinal pelvic lock is engaged, belly button to spine, head moves to the left, and shoulder moves up. And we breathe in through the nose, in and out, in and out, in and out. On the last 3, we move the left shoulder to the right knee, in and out. 5, in and out, and 6, in and out. Nice. It always just gives me a release somewhere, mostly in the lower back, on the side of the shoulder that is moved up and forward, and or in a random place that I cannot describe. All right. So the next one is again a full body movement that I like because it just gives me blood rush to the head, and it works. So it's the pretzel squat. So we start with the left hand side. We tee up the foot, so it's the right foot, and then the left one basically forms the foundation. Step out 3, 1 meter. Let's go with 3 feet, 1 meter. Beautiful. We rotate the upper body into the direction of the leg that stepped out. We bend forward, left hand, so right hand goes to the ground, left hand is on the left butt cheek. We push into that. We keep that stretch for a second. Now right hand goes on top of the left shoulder. Left hand goes in between the shoulder blades, and we bend the knees and bend down. So upper body goes to the left, head to the right, belly button engaged, and we breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth for 6 times. In, 1, and out. In and out. 3, in and out. 4, in and out. Rotate a little bit further if possible. 5, in and out. And 6 and out. We rotate, we switch arms. Left hand goes on the right shoulder, right hand in between the shoulder blades. Upper body to the right, head to the left. Spinal pelvic lock engaged. And 6 times again. In and out. Number 2, in and out. 3, in and out. 4 and out. 5 and 6. All right, for this one, we walk around a little bit to have the full effect of the spinal fluid going up into the head. Beautiful. Starting to sweat here. So let's do opposite side. Left foot, right foot tees up, steps out 3 feet, 1 meter. There it is. Okay. Right hand on right butt cheek. Left shoulder rotates forward, so we are pointing the upper body in the same direction, and the foot that's stepped out. We bend over, feel a stretch outside and back of the leg. And our left hand goes on top of right shoulder, right arm in between shoulder blades, and we bend the knees. Head goes to the left, shoulder to the right. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. 1, in and out. Number 2, in and out. 3, in and out. 4. If you can, we go a little bit further down and rotate a little bit further. 5, in and out. Last one. We switch arms. Right hand goes on the top of left shoulder, left arm in between shoulder blades. Head to the right, upper body to the left. Check the spinal pelvic locking one more time. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. In and out. Number 2, in and out. 3 out, 4, and out, 5. Last one. Oh, what a beauty. That always gives me a good effect. So I'm feeling lightheaded, being honest. Just in case, I should have mentioned beforehand, but anyways, these were the 2 extra ones. Then the next one, kind of connecting the upper body with the lower body, where we work on which exercise we'll do next, is the psoas release. But let's continue walking for 1 more minute. Enjoying the park. So, psoas release. Psoas comes from the actual muscle, is the connection between the spine through the inside to the hip, but it also works heavily on the organs. So we start with the right hand side. You go from the right hip bone, find the belly button with the other hand, and like in between, this is where the psoas come and attach the muscle, probably a little bit further down. Get in there with your hand. You don't have to, well, you can rotate, I guess. I have never tried rotating. Let's do that next time. Let's do the classic psoas. So left foot goes forward. You pinch the skin. I need to go a little bit further. It's like this burning sensation in that part. It's like, feels like 1,000 needles getting in there all of a sudden. Spinal pelvic lock engaged. And we breathe in and out through the mouth. In and out. Number 2, in and out. 3 and out. On the last 3, we bend backwards, head's going up to the sky. We breathe in and out, and breathe in and out. Last one, in and out. Our last 2 were beautiful. Let's go with the left. So find again somewhere between the hip bone and the belly button, somewhere in here, probably a little bit further down. We push in, we pinch the skin. It's that burning, tingling sensation. Step forward with the right foot. We get in there with the left fingers. We pinch, we go hard. There it is. Spinal pelvic lock engaged, and we breathe in and out through the mouth 6 times. Number 1, in and out. Number 2, in and out. 3. Again, on the last 3, we're trying to bend upper body backwards to maximize the distance here up the front. 4, in, out. 5 and 6 and out. So I close my eyes, and it's hard to maintain the balance. So I caught myself closing the eyes because I just like to focus on the movement. I like to get into myself. However, it doesn't help with maintaining balance. So if you can, I would encourage to close the eyes. If not, there's no problem. It's just if there's a visual reference coming in from the eyes, it's way easier to maintain the balance. Okay, so we've done the psoas. Let's go from the bottom up to the top. That's just my personal preference, because I feel like if I start from the bottom going up to the core, it makes more sense. So let's do the ankles. So we do the sitting. Let's adjust the camera a little bit so I don't have to go too far away. right, so we start with the right one. So you cross your legs over. So what we've done in the first part of the session, basically, we move the pressure from the wrist up into the elbow and the shoulders and into the neck, and we're doing the same basically with the lower body now, from the ankle, calf, shin, knee, thigh, into the hip. So we start with the ankle release. Basically, we need both hands. Let's bend the knees and get one leg across the other. So I have my right leg across the left one. On the right one will be worked. So, and then you take your hand, put it right above of the ankle, and one hand is turning forward while the other hand is facing turning backwards. So I start with the bottom one, which is the left hand, will rotate forward, and the upper one will rotate backwards. So you grip the skin, you rotate, and you lock it. Spinal pelvic lock engaged, and we breathe in and out through the mouth for 6 times. Number 1, in and out, in and out. Number 3, in and out. So on the last 3, you rotate the foot in every different direction. So it's number 4, and out, 5, and out, and last one, 6, and out. Okay, what I've forgotten. We go up the leg, so we have the right and left difference again. So that was one. Let's swap the way of the rotation direction. We had the bottom one go forward, now it goes backwards, and the top one goes forward. So like this. Spinal pelvic lock engaged. Breathe in and out through the mouth. And number 1, we breathe in and out. Number 2, in and out. Number 3, in and out. On the last 3, we move the ankle. 4, in and out. 5, in and out. Last one, 6, and out. Okay. We maintain the position. We interlock the fingers from right and left hand. We place it right above the ankle, like where there's a small band here. The fascia runs through here. So we put the fingers right on top, and while the fingers pull up, the knee is trying to push towards the other side. Okay. So we grab the skin, we pinch, we stretch, and we lock, and we're trying to push the knee. Spinal pelvic lock engaged. Breathe in and out through the mouth for 6 times. In and out. In and out. 3, in and out. On the last 3, we move the ankle again. 4, in and out. 5, and out. And 6, and out. On the last one, I got a beautiful release on the outside. So similar movement, but now we move on the calf. So you interlock the fingers, and now we come from the bottom, right where there's different ways to do it. You can just grab more on the Achilles tendon, which is further down here. But what I would like to do is get more of the calf muscles involved. So you grab, you lock, you pinch, you pin, you stretch, and you lock. Breathe in and out through the mouth for 6 times. Spinal pelvic lock engaged. 1, in and out. Number 2, in and out. 3, in and out. So last 3, we move around, and we move the ankle around and the leg through all different range of motion and angles that you have. In and out. In and out. In and out. All right. Last one is the knee. Usually I do the knee on both sides, but you can also do it on one side only. So you put your palms on top of the knee, basically your fingers facing 6 o'clock. And then what you do is you can put the other one on top, and you pinch the skin, you stretch it to the inside, and then you lock it there. Okay, spinal pelvic lock engaged, so fingers facing 6 o'clock, rotate it to 9 o'clock, hold it, spinal pelvic lock engaged, chest out, and breathe in and out through the mouth for 6 times. Number 2, in. If possible, bring the left shoulder to the right knee, in and out. 3 more, head moves to the left, in and out. 5, in and out. Last one, and out. All right, let's continue moving up. We have hamstrings. So what you do is you interlock the fingers one more time on the back side of the leg, trying to go, well, say, right below the knee. You pinch the skin, you stretch it. Again, movement goes towards the body while the knee is going to push through. Spinal pelvic lock engaged, and breathe in and out through the mouth for 6 times. In and out. In and out. In and out. So on the last 3, we move the ankle and the knee, the legs to different range of motions. Number 4, in and out. 5. Ooh. And last one. Okay, if there's this burning sensation that I've described with the wrist and the ankle, there's the most tension, there's the pain, there's the pressure, I would say. This is where you need to hold and to deep into that pain. So that was basically the right side. Let's get up and walk a little bit and feel if there's a difference between right side and left side. So first impression is the right side is a little bit more wobbly. Being honest, I don't feel like as stable as before. Left one is solid, but that's also the jumping leg. But the right one is a little bit more wobbly and kind of jelly. Woo! But the knee feels really, the ankle and the knee feels really flexible and mobile. I like it. Maybe I'm not used to that, so that's why if you do, this is good for every sport that involves running, jumping, kicking, everything that is change of direction, acceleration, deceleration, tennis, badminton, indoor, football, soccer, what else? Squash, basketball. So all these sports that involve these kind of movements, these exercises are particularly good to get the pressure of the system and or to have the release in these muscles and or the fascia in the lower limbs. Okay, let's move on to the left side. Again, we sit down and we start with the left ankle. So we cross the left over the right. We cross the left leg over the right knee if possible. If it's further down, there's no problem, just because there might be restrictions in different parts of the left leg, so that's no problem. The right hand, the bottom one moves forward while the top one moves backwards. Okay, so we grab the lower leg right on top of the ankle, we move forward and backwards. Spinal pelvic lock engaged, and breathe in and out through the mouth for 6 times. On the last 3, we move the ankle around, whoop, clock. And we change the direction of the stretch and lock with the hands. Bottom one went forwards, and now it goes backwards. Top one goes forward now. Same breathing pattern, spinal pelvic lock engaged, and in through the mouth and out through the mouth. In and out. Number 2, we go in and out. 3, in and out. On the last 3, we move the ankle around again. In, out. 4, in and out. 5, in and out. Last 1, in and out. All right. Beautiful. Woo. That was interesting. Next one, shin. We interlock the fingers again. We grab the front right above the ankle. Again, we pull up while the knee is going to push through, so the leg goes into the opposite direction. Okay. We grab, we pinch, we stretch, and again, if there's needle, that burning sensation, then you know it's the right feeling. Spinal pelvic locking edge, chest out, and we breathe in out through the mouth, and out, in, and out. Ooh, 3, in, and out. 4, and out. 5, and out. 6, and out. Sometimes if you slip, it's no problem if you readjust the grip. The sliding is a different. The sliding technique is also used, but not in fascial maneuvers, but it's also used in different manual therapy. But anyways, okay. From the front, we move to the back, to the calf. Again, you can play with being more on the Achilles tendon on the lower part, or moving further up. I'm trying to be more up, so I have the soleus and the gastrocnemius muscle, the 2 muscles in here, just because this is through the running and the football, this is where I have most of the restrictions, and I focus on this area. Okay, interlock the fingers again on the back side. We grab everything we can in here. The leg moves to the front while the hand pulls up. Okay, so let's do it. Spinal pelvic locking edge, chest out. We breathe in and out. Number 2, in and out. Number 3, in and out. On the last 3, we move around the ankle and the leg. We breathe in and out. 5, in and out. And last 1, in and out. Ooh, ay, ay, ay. That was that pinching sensation I was talking about. Moving further up, we have the knee. So on the left knee, we had the 6 o'clock position. We pinch the skin, we rotate to the 3 o'clock, and sorry, that's 9 o'clock position. If you want, you can use the other arm and helping the movement. Okay, so palms on the kneecap, fingers facing down, 6 o'clock. You press down, take the skin, rotate it, 9 o'clock. Right arm can help a little bit. Spinal pelvic locking edge, and we breathe in and out. In and out. Number 3, in and out. Head moves to the left, body moves to the right. 5, in and out. Last 1, 6 and out. Okay. Let's get up. No, sorry, we've forgotten the hamstring. Sorry, let's do the hamstring. So again, fingers interlocked on the back, center of the knee, a little bit further up. This is another body side where I know I'm going to feel that pinching and needle sensation. And if there's the pressure, we breathe into that spot or that area, and that will also release the tension in that area. Okay, we interlock, we stretch, and we lock it in place. Spinal pelvic locking edge, chest out, and we breathe in through the mouth and out through the mouth. In and out. In and out. 3 in and out. On the last 3, we move the ankle and the legs to different range of motions. So 4 in and out. 5 in and out. 6 in and out. Last 2 again. I felt it. Okay, before we do the hip, we go up and walk around, just because we have done the same procedure on the right hand side. So let's have this integrated and see if the left leg has caught up with the looseness, with the flexibility of the right hand side, and or if there's a difference now from the left hand, from the left hand side, from the left leg, compared to the right hand side, and or sorry, the left hand side pre versus post. Okay, let's we have the hip left for where we will need to use the lower legs. So we get down on the ground one more time, supine position on the back. We start with the right side, so right leg crosses over to the left one. We lay down just in case you can't do that. I would probably do it in a seated position. If that's not possible, then I'd probably go like this. So there's different, well, I'll say version. It depends on if you can do it. The optimal one is you lay down, you cross your legs, the right hand grabs the left leg and the left hand grabs the right leg. You basically pull your legs apart and up. Left shoulder moves to the right knee and head goes to the left. Spinal pelvic lock engaged. We breathe in out through the mouth for 6 times. In and out. In and out. Number 3, in and out. 4 and out. 5 out. Last one. 6 in and out. Okay, we release the stretch and swap the leg. Same on the opposite side. So left leg crosses the right one. Right hand again on the left ankle. Left hand on the right ankle. We pull the hands apart and up. Right shoulder moves to the left. Right shoulder moves to the left knee. Head to the right. Spinal pelvic lock engaged, and we breathe in and out through the mouth. In and out. Number 2, in and out. 4, 3 maybe. In out. I'm not sure. 4 out. 5 and 6 and out. All right, we come back up and have this integrated. So we have three movements left, which is the bladder, the solar plexus, and the belly button torque. So to recap, we released the tension from zone 1, 2, and 3 in the upper limb, zone 1, 2, and 3 in the lower lip, and I've connected the sequences with the pullover and the pretzel squat, and sorry, the psoas was in there as well. So let's walk around a little bit and see how the body feels, if there's restriction left or is there anything that needs to be addressed. I just feel pretty loose, being honest. Hands are loose, legs are loose. Still feel like I have to move something in here. All right, bladder release. Right above the pubic bone is the bladder, so we take the right hand, fingers facing down. You can either just pinch the skin and basically pull it up, or I'd like to rotate, and you have the same, on the same height, the opposite arm rotates in the counter direction. So every time you do, you rotate. It's basically this movement. Okay, so pubic bone a little bit further up. Press in, find the same spot on the back side. Spinal pelvic lock engaged, and you rotate. Breathe in and out through the mouth for 6 times. In, out. Number 2, in and out. Number 3, in and out. I don't want to hold any more fear in my body. I'm ready to release it now. Last one, 6, in and out. Oh, that was nice. Got a crack in my spine going up with the back part, with the left hand on the back. Okay, solar plexus, basically second last exercise, right where the sternum is, on right underneath it. Find the spot again, fingers facing down, and then we rotate anti-clockwise, counterclockwise. Do the same on the back. When I like the expression that Gary is using, so if the fingers are facing 6 o'clock and the thumb is basically in 3 o'clock, you pinch, you rotate, thumb is up, and fingers are at 3 o'clock. So counter rotation on the back side, belly button engaged, breathe in through the mouth, and out. 2, in and out. 3, in and out. And 3 more with breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. In and out. 2, in and out. And last one, in and out. Ooh, that just felt like it opened my eyes and the entire head. I know, but this one was an interesting one. Never felt that with the solar plexus before, but okay, interesting. So last one for this session. Let's check what the time is. 52 minutes. I was going for 1 hour. That's beautiful, because then we can do some extra and or ask the participants if there's anything left to do. So belly button torque. So different ways to do it. You can just either put one finger, the middle finger, inside the belly button and rotate the skin anti-clockwise. Same on the back. And or if that's, I don't know, if you don't want to stick something into your belly, you can just use the hand and trying to grip as much as possible from basically this area here. I feel it's interesting because the more you move, the more it feels. The more you move, the greater the effect, I guess. I just leave it there. Something to experience and to experimentalize a little bit. So I take the entire hand, place it there. I pin, I stretch, and I lock it there. Same on the back side. Belly button to spine, spinal pelvic lock engaged. Breathe in and out through the mouth. I breathe in and out. 2, in and out. 3, in and out. And whatever you want to say to yourself, that will count for the rest of the day and the following 2 days. You can just do that. Breathe in and out, and in and out, and in and out. All right, have this integrated for a second. Just let it flow through you and just have the colors and the environment just come up and through you, and or I just feel extremely calm now. Just a peaceful calmness, just a good feeling. Overall, from head to toe, I feel nice and relaxed. I hope you have enjoyed the class. Thank you very much.